Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm giving you a voluminous deep side bang U-part tutorial. I don't see many of these on YouTube, so I'm going to show you. The hair I'm using is from my favorite Aliexpress hair company called Grace Hair Company. The details will be down below. This is their loose wave. I'm going to use all 4 bundles. So this dome cap is from my local beauty supply store. I like this one because it fits really nicely. So what I'm doing is I'm starting off my weft. I always use double weft, so I don't single weft. I always double weft, meaning I put the 2 wefts together and I sew. And I like to sew through the track only when I'm starting and ending a track. Other than that, I like to go under, and you'll see that I'll go under every so often, and I'll wrap the thread around the needle just to knot it a couple times. So you'll see me do that like periodically throughout the video, just so that it can be nice and secure. As you see right there, I just like to knot it. And I also like to fold over my hair like that. That's all the fold over method is. I have plenty of tutorials on how I make my wigs. However, I felt like they needed to be updated because the sound quality was a little bad, but they're still in-depth tutorials. I don't really like making wig tutorials simply because there's so many on YouTube. It's the same concept. Sometimes people use different methods, but it's the same concept and it can get super repetitive. But I wanted to show you guys this one because as I said, I don't see too many side part U-part tutorials. I see sew-ins and stuff, so I want to show you how you can get this at home, do it yourself. So as I told you, I'm just sewing under. I'll wrap it around, do a little knot, sew under. It's just so simple. So this little needle that you see here, it's just like a long needle, and I use that to hold down my wefts whenever I'm sewing. It comes in handy because you don't have to use your own hand. You know, like you don't have to hold the weft and sew as you go. Like that'll put the tracks in place and then you just continue to sew. So it comes in handy. And again, I told you I always fold over my wefts. I never really like to cut my wefts unless I'm like at the top part of my head and I have to cut it, which you will see. But most of the time, girl, I fold over my wefts. And as I said, this gets so repetitive. So if I'm talking too much, it's just because girl, so easy. So this is what the first bundle looked like. I used all 4 bundles into my head, but the 4th bundle, I used it a special way, and I'm going to show you. So after the first bundle, this is what it looks like with all 3 bundles. Now them 3 bundles brought me to the top. It gave me enough space to use my last bundle. Here is where I'm going to have my side part. So I wanted to make that line right there, so I know where I need to go up to on the, I think, left side of my head. So what I'm going to do is take 2 tracks. This is single wefted here, and I'm just going to sew them across. You're going to see. So as I'm doing, I'm just sewing down. This is a single wefted track, and I'm just going to sew this across because I want to fill in this gap in the middle of my head. And once I sew this across, I'm going to flip it and sew that across. So that's what I mean. It's 2 tracks. I just take 2, sew it across, flip it. That's it. And then I'm going to cut it. And girl, that's it. Now these scissors I don't use, they are so dull, but I just use it because it's like kind of precise like. But that's it. I sew those 2 tracks across like that. Girl, that's all you got to do. Now let's get back to the basic part of this. So we're going to take this track right here. We're going to start it off. Now this is single wefted because we at the top part of our hair and we got to save this, you know, bundle. So what I'm going to do is take this track and sew it all the way around to the other side. And as you saw, I punctured through my weft because I'm starting a new weft. So I'm going to sew this track all the way around. Now, this is where you're going to start to make your bang right here. You're going to take your track here and you're going to sew it across to like halfway to where that line is where you made for your side part. So this is the first track you're going to sew to make your bang. I hope that the video is explaining it better than how I'm saying it. So you're not going to sew this all the way across. Again, you're going to sew it halfway to where that line is, and then you're going to flip it. So bam, flip it. Once you flip it, you're going to sew it down. And you're only going to do this probably like I flipped twice. So I sewed it down, I flipped it. Now I'm sewing it down right here, and I'm going to flip it again. Bam. See that flip? We're going to flip it and sew it down. And then after you sew it down, you're going to flip it again. Bam. And then you're going to continue to sew this like such and sew it all the way around. You get that right there. Bam. Girl, that's so simple. And I'm showing you how I sewed it all the way around. I'm back on this side again. So now what you're going to do is once you get over here, you're going to flip this and sew it back around. It's just so simple, guys. Flip it, bam, and you're going to sew it back around, but do not bring it to the bang area. Just sew it to the other side, cut it, and that's it. Just like that. So that's the bang area. I sewed it back around. That's it. Now let me show you how you're going to fill in this gap right here. You're just going to take your tracks and you're going to sew them going up like such, vertically. So you're going to take them like this. I'm starting to still single wefted. I'm taking it and I'm just going to sew it under, flip, sew it under, flip. It's so simple. And this part here is where you're going to create your volume. Like this is going to give you that bounce that you want in your bang. Trust me, I'm telling you, you can do this at home. You ain't got to go to the shop. You're going to flip that right there, sew it under, flip it. This is just a U-part wig, and you can sew this U-part down in your hair. Trust me, you're going to love me when you try this. It is so simple. You can do it yourself. You know how you see on Instagram, you see them shops and they got that look and it's like, damn, I want this look, girl, you can get it. So again, I'm still flipping and I'm going all the way up to that white line because again, that white line is where the part is going to be. We're going to cut our U part there. So just follow this. And that's what it should look like. Do you see that? That's so simple. And you just going to cut down that white line right there, girl. And this is what your wig should look like when you're done. Like, it wasn't that so simple? Girl, that hair looks so beautiful. So pretty. Now, with this method, you can wear your hair, you can wear your bangs different way. Like, you could pull it down to the front like that and have, like, this nice little swoop little area. Or you could take it, girl, and just flip that shit right over to the side. Bam! Wasn't that so simple? So it's so easy. Try this at home. Now, all you got to do is just cut that. Just cut that middle part and that's it. That's your U part. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I tried to make it so simple. Make sure you thumbs up and leave me a comment. I love you guys. I'm Nene Tanae. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.